Good morning. Welcome to Yorkshire Business Journal. Today I'm with Tom Abbey and Dave Toms, founders of Vamoosh. Would you please like to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, sure. I'm Tom Abbey. I'm the managing director of Cares Laboratory, which actually has the Vamoosh trademark and brand.
And I'm Dave Toms. I'm the other director of Cares. I suppose my background is that I'm a chemist, innovator and product developer.
Thank you so much. So what made you want to create a company tailored to cleaning?
Well, Dave and myself have known each other for the last 30 years. I ran a chemical printing and dye business, and Dave was working for a company called Dylon, which was producing the dyes for washing machines. And over the years, Dylon got bought by various different companies. And in the end, it got bought by Henkel. And Dave wasn't that keen to move to Germany. So we started talking and thought it would be a great idea to pool our knowledge. And we felt that the laundry business, we've both been involved in it because of testing fabrics and textiles, would be a good place to start.
Yeah, I guess for me, it's an industry I've always been in. So I started in a laboratory when I was 18, working on cleaning products, and I've always been in cleaning products, or at least cleaning products and household associated products like the fabric dyes Tom mentioned. So although I've gone on to run R&D teams, I've done other roles, there has always been this laundry and cleaning part of what I've done. So when Tom suggested Cares, or what became Cares, it was a sort of natural progression.
Did you find it hard branching out into this industry?
Do you want to start that, Dave, or do you want me to?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess probably, yes, hard, probably no harder than branching out into any other industry. I think, when you're a startup, it is tough. You start with hopefully some ideas, but you have nothing else. You have no products, you have no brand, you have no patents and intellectual property. So yeah, it is tough. I think the cleaning industry is a tough one. It is a big industry, and therefore there are a lot of competitors, and there are some very big companies. So if you think of Procter & Gamble and Unilever, for example, they're some of the world's biggest companies and most successful companies. So yeah, it was tough, and I think like all startups, we had some tough times. I think in many ways the first year was the easiest because we weren't trading. So we spent a year on some ideas and some laboratory work and developing products, and that turned out to be the easy bit. I think once we launched, the reality of having no customers, no awareness really hits you. And probably a year into trading was the hardest time for us. We maybe the product wasn't quite right. Lots of new products aren't quite right. It wasn't quite right, and our third formulation was the one that was the breakthrough there. And then gaining some awareness, and Mrs. Hinch picked up on our product. Mrs. Hinch is the famous Instagrammer, cleaning Instagrammer. We sent her some samples, and luckily she loved the product and she featured it. And that really was the thing that then kick-started the awareness which you need.
Yeah, I think what actually happened is when you set up a business, you believe that the sales part would be the easy part, and developing the products is the difficult part, and not really understanding social media as much as we probably should have done when we started. We thought we'd just put it on social media, put it on Instagram, and we'd have an immediate following, and it just didn't turn out that way. And it was just a lot of hard work, working with various different design and marketing agencies, and also then with Nikki, who joined the business, to get that awareness. And Mrs. Hinch, as Dave said, was the breakthrough. And after that, we were actually getting supermarkets calling us. So it's been a good journey.
Oh, brilliant. You've mentioned, obviously, from the previous question, that the industry is competitive. What sets you aside from the competition?
I guess being small has its advantages and disadvantages. So companies like P&G obviously have massive resources. massive advertising budgets, massive R&D budgets, and a lot of very skilled people all the way through the business. So much more muscle than a small company. On the other hand, a small company can move faster. So we can bring things to the market more quickly, because there are far less people involved, far less steps, far less hurdles, and we can make quick decisions. And I think also one of the really big advantages of a small company is that you can have the courage of your convictions. So Pet Hair Dissolver, which was our first product and our basis of the business, was Tom's idea, and we didn't go through consumer research like a big company would do. We didn't have the doubts that a big company would have. We didn't have dissenting voices. You know, that was the product we were going to launch. We launched it, had the courage of our convictions, and were able to execute it quickly.
And also, because we're not driven by big corporate as well, where you have to get a development through and finished within the first 3 months, 6 months, we could take our time to make sure we got it right. So, you know, the Pet Hair Dissolver took us over a year to develop, and to patent and to protect. And I think the whole core of the business is to try and find new technology and do things differently where we can get some protection on it. And that allows us to stay competitive in the market and not just be copied all the time.
I think that's a good point. I think, you know, we could, to an extent, afford to fail. As I said earlier, maybe our first formulation wasn't where we would have wanted it to have been, and the product didn't have commercial success. We were probably able to hang on a little bit longer than a big company would have done. I think a big company would have said, okay, this isn't working. It's not working from a formulation point of view. It's not selling. Let's move on to the next thing. We didn't actually have a next thing to move on to, so we hung on longer, and we were able to do some more formulations, carry on working, you know, with the social media and you know, the Instagrammers, and eventually to crack it. I don't think a bigger organisation would have given us the second or third chance that we were able to do.
Yeah, you've mentioned social media with Mrs. Hinch. Is it like a platform that you use to target a lot of your customers?
It is, yeah. I suppose one of the big differences now is the web, social media, Instagrammers, you know, compared with even, you know, 10, 15 years ago. 10 or 15 years ago, if you wanted to get your product known, you only really had the choice of TV advertising or magazine advertising, but with big budgets. And what you can do with social media is you can start off with a very small budget that sort of is tailored to how much resources you have. So you can spend £25 a day on Facebook advertising or Amazon advertising, and you can actually get a return on it. And then as your sales build, you can spend more money. So I think that's one aspect of us, you know, of it. That wasn't the really big breakthrough, but it did give us some sales initially. And then, as we said earlier, the bigger opportunity probably for smaller companies is to get the interest of big Instagrammers in the right category for you. And that was Mrs. Hinch for us, but it was also Lindsay, Queen of Clean, who we have a very good relationship with. So probably the Instagrammers on the social media was the bigger side of things, but also social media advertising has always been significant for us.
But I think also we're not just a social media company. We are selling in big retail now. We're in 4,000 UK stores, and have been approached by a number of other people since we won the Queen's Award. So, you know, we want to be in retail, not just online.
Yeah, which makes 100% sense. What are your ambitions for the future? Do you plan on expanding or adding more products to your line?
Well, yes, we are doing. We are working with MPD all the time. We get our marketing team, we get our lab team, and we all get together and just kind of work out products we think we can do something different to in the market. And we've got some really exciting products coming through at the moment. One, which is a massive energy saving in the laundry market. So we're just putting the patents together with that now. We're working with some universities too to finish off the final designs and product. So yeah, it's a very exciting future.
I think at the moment in the UK we have extremely good distribution. So we have, for example, B&M and Pets at Home, who are two of the country's top retailers. But the supermarkets is probably an area where we're looking to expand. So that really is with the current products to target in the UK. And there's some conversations ongoing at the moment. And then export is a great opportunity for us. At the moment, probably 98% of our sales are UK. There are, with our pet hair dissolver technology, there are pets in every other major country in the world, and sometimes a lot more than in the UK. So there are great opportunities for us for export. So really, it's supermarkets, export, and new products.
Yeah, I'm thinking of getting some pet hair dissolver for my dogs.
We also dissolve human hair, so we have a washing machine cleaner product that
My dad would love that.
that cleans the washing machine as well.
What would you say your biggest achievement is to date?
For me, winning the Queen's Award. I think that's been a massive achievement. And you've got to say, so few companies win a Queen's Award for innovation, and it's a great testament to the Vamoosh team.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think it's sort of the ultimate endorsement of what we're trying to do. We are trying to innovate. We are trying to be successful commercially with those innovations, and really they are the main two criteria for the Queen's Award for innovation. So we have an innovation that's patented, that gives commercial success and fulfills a need of the consumer. The Queen's Award is the ultimate sort of recognition of that. So it's something we need to do again. So
I was going to say it's a really big achievement.
Yeah, something we're very proud of. Obviously, it's new news. It's only last month that we found out. So yeah, it's very exciting.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thank you
very much.
Oh, it's all right. That's all the questions. I'd just like to say thank you so much for your time and willing to speak to us about your business.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great.